Hello, Listers. See if we have anybody that's going to come on. I hope it's working right. Put my phone away. Get a couple of things ready here while we're waiting. For too long. Using an hello, Serenity. How are you? Oh, honey, I'm gonna have to work on getting you a pendulum. Actually, and I was going to include this. I'm going to include it when other people get on. But did you know that you could also use a ring on the end of a string, or a paper clip on the end of a string? Anything. A rock, a stick, anything that you want to use can be used as a pendulum. Kind of cool. Wait a couple more minutes, see if we can get anybody else. I have lots of notes. It is pretty cool. Pendulums are a way of using your own subconscious and the energies around you to talk to the divine. So it doesn't matter what you use. Ooh, come on, people. I'm kind of nervous. Get going. Oh. Well, I know it is kind of early, and I think that we might not get too many people. What time is it? That might actually help. 11:04. Let's give it maybe another minute. What do you think? Hello, Meredith. Good to see you. Okay, well, I think we're about 5 minutes after. And yeah, we're about 5 minutes after. I'm glad you have Sunday afternoon free. Absolutely. It's hard to get those, isn't it? So I'm going to dive right in. Here we go. So first off, I want to let you guys know that there are a vast number of ways to speak to the source. I call them languages of the divine. You pick a language and source, or you pick a language and source will gladly chat you up in a way that makes you feel most comfortable. Some people find one language and stick to it. There's other people that can speak multiple languages. And by languages, I mean tarot, oracle, runes, pendulums, of course, bones. That's what I mean by language, the different language that you speak to the divine with. And of course, one of the ways that I'm going to show you today is your pendulums. And I call them the oracle in your pocket. Dowsing is most often thought as using two metal rods to seek out water, minerals, lost items. And pendulums are a version of that also. But it's most often used for getting information or divinatory messages from the divine using your subconscious. They're very easy to use, and almost anything, like I was telling Serenity, can be used as one. Like I had told her, you can tie a paper clip to the end of a string. You can use your wedding band or a ring that means something to you, a rock, a twig, a stick, an acorn. And I only say acorn because I do have them, and at one time that's all I had, and I used it. Anything that has meaning to you, you can use as a pendulum. I do like the crystal pendulums. Not only are they pretty, or as what does Sarah call them? Pretty rocks? I can't remember. Anyway, but I like them also because of the manifesting and healing properties that the crystals have, and what they bring to the table when you're using the pendulum for your divination. Some pendulumists, I can't say that 3 times fast, have many different pendulums, saving certain ones for specific purposes. Use one for direct decision making, one to find out what's wrong with which chakras you need help with, which are blocked, which are not blocked. I use this guy for lost items. And this one I use for more of my spiritual. Hi, Shannon. I'm glad you made it. And then I'm gonna do just a tiny touch of history on pendulums. So they go way back. I mean, as far back as the history of mankind. There's evidence that the use of pendulums in ancient China, the reign of the pharaohs in Egypt, and the ancient Roman Empire. Their uses also move across many different cultures, including Greek, Hindu, Hebrew, Catholics, Christians. Oh my God, there's so many. Hoodoo, voodoo, Hawaiian. There's crazy amounts. And there's actually stories of the leaders of the Roman Catholic Church researching and using dowsing as far back as the 17th century. And that's just for the Catholic priests. There's endless theories, of course, as for how pendulums work. I believe that pendulums are touching the subconscious within all of us, which in turn is connected to the divine. Pendulums draw their answers by going directly through the subconscious, whereas other oracles are a mix between a direct path to messages from the universe and the subconscious. I don't see that one is any better than the other, but it does help to provide an understanding that can be very interesting. There's people who... So there's always the question. Are people using the pendulums? Are they the ones that are making the pendulums move? Using imperceptible muscle movements. Vast majority of experts say yes. Does that negate or take away the vitality or the divine nature of the information that's being given to you? Not at all. Because like I said, you are not only speaking with the divine, but your subconscious and the divine are conversing with each other. I mean, when we shuffle tarot cards or place our hand in a pouch for runes or bones, we're allowing the divine to guide our hands to bring forth the message to the answers that we're asking. Our subconscious knows the answers to the questions we ask. Hello, Ronette. Nice to see you. The fact that our bodies are moving the pendulum, it's irrelevant. As long as we have faith that God or our gods and goddesses are within us and always want to provide us with the answers that we seek. So I'm going to get rid of those notes for a second. And I want to go over cleansing, because I do firmly believe that you don't have to cleanse your pendulum every time you use it. But every once in a while, if it's starting to act erratic or giving you very confusing messages, then it might need a cleanse. It might need a charge. It might just need a little bit of something. I'm not turning the music down just a touch. And the reason I say this, and I use crystal pendulums, is because natural stones and crystals, they pick up and they store the energies that they encounter, both positive and negative energies. A needle as well, exactly, yes. And the energies that the crystals pick up, any of our crystals pick up, they can affect what they're trying to tell you, what they need to tell you. So I do believe in cleansing them. Like I said, not every time you're going to use it. And there's different ways that you can cleanse your pendulum. Smudging is one. Using cleansing crystals, placing your pendulum into a bowl, a container of any kind, or even just on a mat and surrounded by them, by other stones. Citrine is a self-cleansing stone that helps to cleanse other stones. Very helpful. Crystal cluster baskets, which is another way to use like citrine, or set it in a container to cleanse. Using brown rice, that's another way. Find a small can or bowl, dry brown rice, and let it rest inside there for 24 hours. And that helps to cleanse, and throw the rice away after you're done. Don't keep it. Don't eat it. Because you don't want to absorb that energy, that bad energy that may have been in your pendulum. Sunlight. Place your pendulum in direct sunlight for up to 4 hours. Morning or late sun is better. Do I see you? I see that you're on here. I hope that helps. I don't know if I can do a thing where I can see other people. Anyway, where was I at? Oh, and the reason I say to use morning or late sun is because you want to avoid noon, day, or if it's overly bright or overly hot. Some crystals fade very quickly if exposed to direct sunlight, and some can get too hot and crack or break, and we don't want to hurt our pendulums. And they say not to use sunlight method for fluorite or amethyst, as they'll lose their color. And I've seen the same thing for rose quartz. So I wouldn't recommend sunlight for those three stones. Moonlight is another way. It's safe for all stones. Place it on a windowsill during a full moon and let sit overnight. Now, also, if you're not a full moon person and you're a new moon person, like we know Miss Crystal is, she gets the best energy from new moon, whereas I'm the opposite. I'm a full moon person. So she might want to use new moon instead of full moon. Go with what feels best to you. Everybody is totally different. And you have to go with what's best for you. What's best for your soul is going to be what's best for your pendulums and your crystals. You can also say you need to get that quick cleanse. Visualize a cleansing light. Hold your pendulum and crystal in your hands. Place it in front of you on a table and visual a beautiful, cleansing, healing white light or golden light surrounding the stone and washing through it, making it fresh and clean. Sometimes, actually, I did that yesterday. This is the pendulum that I'm going to use today. I picked this girl up yesterday. Sounds great, Crystal. I'm sorry I'm doing it so early. Anyway, I picked this girl up yesterday, and when I walked into the store, it was weird. I just felt something. Wasn't planning on getting another pendulum. I ended up walking straight over to where the pendulums were. There were a couple of younger girls over there, and just their energy alone was not the greatest. But I immediately picked this girl up. And the gal at the desk had told me that a lot of people had looked at this one, but nobody wanted her because she's broken at the end. And of course, you know me. Broken doesn't mean broken, right? So I picked her up, whispered with her for a minute, asked her if she wanted to come home with me, and then did the my God, I'm so sorry. I visualized, we're just going with that one. I'm so sorry. I visualized that cleansing light and gave her a quick clean. I don't know how many people picked her up and thought, oh, you're no good. Well, guess what? She's a beautiful girl. And we're going to use her to do a little bit of practice today. So after you cleanse, you definitely want to give it a charge of positive energy. You definitely after you cleanse your pendulum, you want to recharge it. You can use broken means needs love. You are correct. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense to me. Yes. Recharging puts a beneficial, positive energy back into your stones. You can use therapeutic sound, light, blessings, whispers, which is what we did, or even your own physical touch, holding them, connecting with them, wearing them, like this one. If you're trained in Reiki, I am not. I have a friend who's amazing at it, but not me. You can recharge your pendulum or crystals with Reiki energy and sigils and symbols to make them nimble and responsive. Hello, Heather. Nice to have you join me. Now, when it comes to cleansing, I definitely want to caution everybody real quick. Wait, what does this say? That's right, because I have a Picasso stone that's broken, and I just super glued him because I love him so much. See? Hi, Heather. I do want to give a quick caution. There are some people that say to cleanse with salt and water. Not all stones can handle that. And now I don't have a problem with putting salt in a circle around your stone. But I definitely do not recommend putting your stone into water with salt. You can absolutely ruin your stone that way. And if it's if it's got sterling silver or anything like that holding it, it will actually quicken its natural oxidation process on top of that. So I wanted to give a quick, I just don't use salt water. Now I will, on a full moon, if I feel they need that extra push, I'll place whatever stones I'm needing to cleanse and give energy to. I'll place them on a plate or a platter and put salt in a circle around them. I will do that, yes. There's trying to think here. I'm gonna skip real quick because let's see. I'm gonna jump. Give me 1 second because I want to go into this. So, okay, this is what I want to skip to. There's many ways to use your pendulum. You can use it to answer simple yes or no questions. You can use it for charts. And matter of fact, I have this book on charts, pendulum charts. I'm waiting to get selenite does work at. It's a great energy giver. Yes. Helps to cleanse and give energy. That's a great stone. Thank you. I forgot about that one. Anyway, this one is for charts. This, which we can get into if you all would like. This book here goes over, like, this is your yes-no percentage chart. Sorry. This one down here. It's got time factors, quantity factors. It goes into... Oh, goodness, I'll have to go to the back. What's giving you chronic fatigue? Essential oils. What essential oils are great for you? Cleansing your chakras. Supplements. I mean, there's so many charts in here. So many even questions that you wouldn't think of asking. What's going on with my body? This book can really help with chart reading with your pendulums. I have one deck of tarot cards, and it connects with my daughter and not with me. So I keep it here for when she's home. I can't seem to connect with tarot cards. But you can create a tarot card chart and use your pendulum to give you your tarot cards for your daily divination. I have done this. I connect better this way. You can use it to check your polarity, your magnetic energy, and see if you're off or not. You can use your pendulum to detect presence in your home, unwanted and negative energies. It can help you to understand synchronistic energy events. Events that seem to be happening over and over and over and over and over again. Your pendulum can help you understand, why are these happening? My aunt Gypsy, has used it in the past to predict the gender of an unborn child. I thought that was really cool. And I have used it to help find my car keys. Yeah. Like I said, check the status of your chakras. It can also help you to discover your guides. I'm still myself at a confused moment of which guides are talking to me. And I've been using my pendulum to help me understand who it is that's trying to talk to me. It can help you make multiple choice decisions using a chart. Can help you pick out a pet. I thought you just got a connection and that was the end of it. Can help you enhance your intuition, not just in dowsing either. Identify your resonant color. Can even help gauge potency of different vitamins that you're taking. Are they good for you? Are they not good for you? Is it helping your body? Is it not? Is it harming you? Check the validity of advice. It can help you determine trustworthiness. I've used it to help me make design choices. My husband, surprisingly, has used it to select a location on a map of where to go. And you can use it to clean divination cards. Now, we can go into any of those if y'all would like. I do have, or I could post instructions on how to do any of those. And that's not even the list. That's literally like maybe 20, things you can do with the pendulum. There's hundreds of things you can do with your pendulum to help you. So I would like to actually go over how to get yourself ready for your pendulum. First off, I guess I'll say, if you would like to go over setting your pendulum for you, let me know with either thumbs up or hearts or whatever. And if you have a pendulum, let me know. And I think we'll go for it. Oh, I saw a like. Now, Serenity, like I said earlier, even if you don't have a pendulum, that stone that you had set, you can use that. Or a favorite ring. This would be, for me, it would be this one. And if I didn't have any of my pendulums, I would tie this onto a string and use this. All right. Well, Meredith, looks like you got to pick one. Or use them all. I have quite a few pendulums here. Like I said, though, today I'm going to use the new one. My very first one that I have connected is a bloodstone. Oh, that's a great connection. That's a beautiful stone to connect with, period. Awesome. I have my bloodstone. Don't know if you can see him. Yeah. That was given to me by my husband. Okay, so in this case, what I want you guys to do is just relax and listen. You don't even have to watch the screen, okay? I just want you to relax and listen. I want you to free yourself of all internal and external noises. Matter of fact, we're going to pause the music. Clear your mind of all worries. No multitasking. Relax, focus, quiet, just, I want you to release your mind. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I could turn this down a little bit more. I do want a little bit of music in the background. Sorry. If it helps, light an incense, light a candle, set crystals around you, but they're not required. You can use your pendulum anytime, anywhere, with or without any extra items or help. I want you to take deep, deep breaths. Clear your mind. Breathe in and breathe out. Don't hold your breath in between. Let it flow naturally. Deep breath in. And all thoughts, anything extra, push out when you breathe out. I want you to get rid of all of that. While you're doing nice deep breaths, if you're sitting down, sit straight, shoulders back. If you're standing like I am, place your feet about your shoulder length, flat on the ground. Stand straight, shoulders back. Deep breaths. If you have a space to place your pendulum, make sure that you're situated. Deep breaths at the same time. Continue to breathe deeply. I'm going to adjust the screen here. Now what I want you to do is I want you to place your pendulum over the location that you're looking at, or that you want to talk with your pendulum, hanging below your fingers. Nice, limp wrist. Just easy, okay? Little bit of an arch. Couple of inches between your fingers and the pendulum's weight of the stone. Steady your forearm. And if you have to, you can use something solid to help hold your forearm in place. Some people can and some can't. Try to hold still. But if your hand shakes, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect the outcome. Now we're going to program your pendulum signals. And you only need to do this once for your pendulums. Unless, of course, you decide to change how you want your pendulum to speak with you. Purpose for programming is to establish signals for each of these answers. Yes, no, maybe, which can also be interpreted as I don't know, I don't want to say, or I cannot tell you at this time. Most people like to use front to back motion for yes, kind of like nodding your head, side to side for no, like shaking your head, or using a clockwise or a counterclockwise circle. It is entirely up to you, and it is between you and your pendulum. First, you need to decide what your 3 signals are. Some people even choose to ask their pendulums to choose their own signals, but that's up to you. I stick with the common up and down, side to side. It's just what I'm used to. So I'm going to ask my pendulum to give me yes by going up and down. Can you show me a strong yes? Thank you. Between each question, I want you to stop your pendulum. It's kind of like a thank you. You're touching your pendulum. Give me side to side for no. Wow, that's a strong no. Thank you. Now we want to verify our yes and no answers. So I'm going to ask, the dumb, simple questions. Am I a woman? Pretty strong yes. Oh, I need a no question. Is my name Billy? Nice strong no. You could ask it questions like, is today Tuesday? You could ask it as many yes or no questions as you want, as long as you know the answer and you know that they are yes or no. Now, I'll give another minute just in case for everybody to be able to verify their signals. And then I want to go into programming your pendulum's source. Now this step you do want to include every time you use your pendulum. You don't have to verify your signals every time, but you want to program your source every time. The purpose for this is to establish where the pendulum is getting its answers from. The goal is to tap into your higher self, and skipping this step can actually cause your pendulums to restrict itself to the subconscious mind and ignore the higher self and ignore the divine and ignore your gods and goddesses. Now, very easy to program your source. We're going to hold it above where we want our reading again. And you can say this in however feels comfortable to you. What I like to say is, I call upon the higher self to answer these questions. I seek only truthful answers, which are aligned with the highest and greatest good for all concerned. Whether you say this out loud or quietly to yourself, doesn't matter. I call upon the higher self to answer these questions. I seek only truthful answers, which are aligned with the highest and greatest good for all concerned. And then after you are done reprogramming your source, you can go into asking your questions. You always want to be absolutely specific, very specific in your phrasing. Avoid asking for opinions or using the words should or supposed to when you're asking your questions. Always be patient. Concentrate on your question. Closing your eyes can help, but do not concentrate on what you think the answer should be or will be. You need to remain detached about the answer and focus on only receiving a correct, unbiased answer. When the pendulum begins to speak, look at it, observe the direction. This is your answer. If it doesn't move right away, give it time. If it's unclear what the signal is, try rephrasing your question and do it again. When the pendulum swings with great force, it's answering you loudly. If it swings with a light force, you can interpret it as quiet, perhaps less committed response. At the end of your questions, and this is each question, I say, you want to touch your pendulum by grabbing it by the weight into the palm of your free hand, or even touch the surface. You can even tap down below. Let it tap the bottom of the surface and bring it back up. I like to hold onto the pendulum. It's just a personal thing. In between each question, no matter what, when you're done speaking with your pendulum, asking your pendulum, thank it for aiding you and place it in a safe place. They say that, well, I like to wear mine. I've got this one. This is my important question one. And I wear this one every day. Right now, my pendulums are pretty much laying on my board. Sorry, my phone was ringing there. And actually tomorrow I think my husband's going to work on a stand for me because I do need a pendulum stand. Place it in a pouch or a keepsake box. You definitely want to keep it safe. Couple of just things I want to remind you. Is always relax and enjoy the connection between you and your pendulum. Be open, natural, and definitely don't try to predict your answers. Be clear in how you phrase your questions. Be patient. Be present. To get a stronger response, you can even say, can you respond that loud? Can you answer louder or be more clear? I ask my pendulum, can you yell? And they have a tendency to swing a lot more. And another way to help focus your energy before and after use is to, instead of, grabbing it like this, like I have a tendency, is to cup underneath and grab it from underneath. You're helping to focus the energy that you want. Some sample questions can be like, is it in my best interest to buy this item? I never asked my pendulum that one because it would probably always tell me no. Will I like this book? Will it rain in whatever town you live in tomorrow? I can tell you this. I never ask it if it's a healthy choice and what food I'm eating because, yeah, I don't want to know if what I'm eating is unhealthy. I probably already do, actually. I firmly believe that when you're working with your pendulums, you want to start off nice and slow and easy. Get to know it by asking light, easy questions. And as you and your pendulum become closer and closer together, you have developed that connection and that bond. And it will be brutally honest with you. You could even go as far as asking your pendulum if it's a good time to use it. Can I use you today? Will you speak with me today? I've had the answer no. All right, Serenity. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. And one of the other things is like, not all of my pendulums have a name, but you could even ask if you feel that you want to name your pendulum, you can ask your pendulum, is it okay if I call you whatever? Now I want to jump into troubleshooting. So you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're still getting funky, contradictory, unclear responses. Don't get discouraged. So then you have these questions that you can ask. Is the pendulum properly programmed for yes or no answers? Are you consistent in the way you read the yes and no and maybe signals? If not, reprogram. Consistent programming is the number one thing that you can do to facilitate, being consistent in your programming, is the best way to facilitate clear answers. Is your question clearly stated? Can your question be answered with a simple yes or no? Try rephrasing your question. Be specific. And if you need to, break it down into several questions. What is your current mindset? Are you emotional? Are you distracted? Are you tired? Is this the right time for you to be asking these questions? If it isn't, do it later. Did you specify your source? Like I said, that isn't always before you start every time you talk with your pendulum. Did you specify your source? Are you grounded? What is your posture like? Are you physically comfortable? Are you balanced? Are you in physical pain or not? I know that every now and then my back goes out on me, and boy, is it a bugger. And until I can get that pain to go away, I'm not talking to my pendulums, because in the back of my mind, that's all I'm thinking is, I hurt. And I know it's hard to do that when we're dealing with pain. Are you hydrated? If you're dehydrated, that can affect you. What's your polarity like? Are you in harmony with the Earth's magnetic field? And you can check your pendulum. Hi, Michelle. No worries. Then, of course, we go into, does the energy in your pendulum need to be cleansed? And of course, our stones, our crystals. Like I had said earlier, they store energies, good and bad energies. And they can have a big buildup. Might need to cleanse your stone. What's going on in your environment around you? Pay attention to that also. Are there energies present that may be interfering or influencing. Can you cleanse these energies with a visualized white shower of light with a smudge stick? If not, can you relocate to another area? Are you too still? Hi, honey. If so, loosen up a little bit. If the pendulum is stock still or completely unresponsive, try shrugging your shoulders. Move around, shake it off. Sometimes if you're too tense and you're too tight, pendulum's going to feel it and do it also. It could come down to as simple as, is the chain of the pendulum too short or too long? Are you holding it too high or too close to the surface that you're using? Those are definite ways to, just kind of like check in your head. Can you do this? Can you do that? What could be blocking? What could be giving you mixed signals? Now, a pendulum can't tell you everything. If you're trying to predict the future, it's really not going to help you predict the future. It can tell you that you may be on the right path or the wrong path for your future. It can tell you... can tell you if something's good or bad for you. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe that. And sometimes we don't have the permission to ask certain questions. Like, say I know somebody who's going through some hard times or angry for some reason, and I want to know why. If I don't have that person's permission to find out why they're so angry, my pendulum's not going to tell me. Because I don't have their permission. And sometimes, for troubleshooting wise, just like my tarot deck, it could just not be the right one for you. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. Okay, well, there's that. Is there any... Well, first off, I gotta ask, were you guys able to give it a try and see how it feels? It's like a guide, yes. Absolutely run it. Is there any specific ways to use a pendulum that you guys would like to learn? That I can go over? Like I can do a basic on charts. Don't have yours with you at the moment. Well, you're gonna have to use the replay. I hope it was helpful for you, though. Good or bad spirits? Yes, absolutely. You can ask your pendulum if there are unwanted or even wanted spirits in the house. Honey, you don't have to crawl. It's okay.
See me in the mirror.
Oh, good. Sorry, he was crawling on the floor to not be in the video. Anyway, with what Heather had said, you can use your pendulum to tell you if there are spirits or entities around you or in your home or in areas, and if they're good or bad. I mean, granted, we don't always want them, but they could be there. Well, I don't know what happened. It looks like we're down to just Heather. Probably could have gone on too long. I'm sorry. I hope I was helpful and informative for everybody. I hope that you're able to practice and do the lesson, and I hope that everybody's able to establish a great connection with their pendulum. I do have a lot of like I have my charts and I do have other charts aside from the book that I mentioned this morning or earlier. But like if you would like to know about checking your polarity or checking your chakras or how to find your keys. Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't lose you on it. Let me know. Or if you'd like, if you think better, it would be better. I can actually get these printed out properly and post them. And if there's anything specific that you can think of, I will, if I don't already have it, I will find it and get it posted in this section. On that note, let's see. I have to have a secret word, don't I? Or phrase. I know exactly what my phrase is going to be. Oops. Wrong one. My phrase is going to be Oracle in your pocket. Since that's what I like to call them, that's going to be our secret phrase. Oracle in your pocket. And on that note, I hope everybody's able to practice and enjoy it and have a wonderful connection. Money blessings, everybody. Have a wonderful day.